record, and also I do have a better audio. So as soon as I plug this in, I do mute everybody, so I won't be able to hear anyone else. So we're gonna get started. So come to your mat in a line down. So let's mute everyone, mute all. And you will only hear me. Put this on. I wanna hear and see a thumbs up from anybody if you can hear me okay. Anna, can you hear me? Okay, good. So it's back to that, my microphone. So you're just hearing me, hopefully not too much background noise with the outside. I am ambitious is our affirmation of the day, setting goals for myself and achieve them purposefully. So we're gonna lie down, and you don't necessarily need a whole lot of props here. I would recommend having something like a strap or a belt or a scarf. You can just pick something up that's next to you that's long and helpful. So don't need a lot of props. You might want a couple blocks if you have them, but just make sure you have something like a strap. Welcome to our practice for Saturday morning. I'm so glad you could all be here today. This is gonna be our normal for the next few weeks, possibly longer. We'll see how it goes. So take those feet together, knees open wide. Lying on your back, just settle in. Take some nice deep breaths and place your right hand onto your belly, left hand onto your heart. Tune into this moment to get centered. Tune into this moment to feel the sensations of your body. Tune into this moment to notice your breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your head. Get heavier in the legs, the back, shoulders, elbows, and head. Keep the eyes closed for now. Notice the tip of your tongue touching the back of your teeth. Your eyebrows soften, and the jaw relaxes. Right now is a good time for setting different kinds of goals in our life. And they don't have to be crazy goals, just different than normal. And it's our yoga practice that keeps us centered and grounded when things change. So can you stay in this moment, riding the waves of life, the waves of change, and allow for it to be as it is? Let's get started with a good morning stretch. So let's then lift the knees up, extend the legs out in front of you at the top of the mat. Then reach your arms back for a big good morning stretch. Lengthen, you might even find a yawn. And hug the knees in, make a tiny little ball. Lift the shoulders and the back and the chest and the chin. And then extend again, reach wide. In this lift, reach, then close it up. Do that again. Inhale, reach. Lift the head, squeeze the knees, exhale. One more time, reach. And then squeeze. Hugging those knees, keep the knees into the chest to the shoulders and the head hit the floor. Knees together. Let's take the knees down to the right side. Exhale, or the left side, either way. Twist it up. Look away from the legs and find that nice double leg twist, supine twist. I've been finding that twists in my practice, personal practice and in teaching, have been super beneficial lately, as we've all gotten, a lot of anxiety gets held up in the hips and the lower belly and the back. So we're going to massage those internal organs that might be feeling a little haywire lately with some twists. All right, and then switch sides, lift the knees over to the other side with that simple twist. And then bring the legs back up to the top. Nice little hug, rock side to side. Maybe make circles around that lower back. And we'll lift back up to a seated pose. You can cross the ankles and roll yourself up, or roll to your side and press yourself up. So if you want to roll or rock up to a seat. And then grab, well, not yet, but have a strap belt or something handy next to you. We'll do a little bit of what we call shoulder flossing to get into this upper body and back area, chest area in a moment. But for now, sitting up tall. And let's take a deep breath, reach those arms up. Take the hands together and send them down to your heart. Do that one more time, reach those arms out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Coming back to our affirmation, our intention of being a bit more ambitious lately, maybe in different ways than you're used to. What kinds of new opportunities can arise that we can learn together or learn on your own? Just use this time as a time for growth, a time to find more strength in new areas. And then take your hands down to your lap or onto your knees and take your chin down to chest. Rock your head side to side. Right ear left, right ear to right shoulder, and then round left ear to left shoulder. Gentle stretches with tall posture, getting into that neck. Maybe a full rotation if it's comfortable. Hopefully your pillows are okay, but sometimes sleeping on our certain pillows or places, or depending on the amount of sleep you got, can give you a couple little kinks and things in the neck. So it's good to work some movement into this area right away. Okay, bring your head back up to the center. Look over your right shoulder, just beyond that right shoulder behind you. And then switch over to the left shoulder. Look behind you. And back to the center. We're taking some spinal movements here. So let's start with seated cat and cow. Reach those arms forward, take an exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale, reach back or hands to the ground as you lift the heart. And keep going, round, pull forward. Beautiful, reach back. Oh, I liked that variation too. You can give yourself a hug, love yourself, pull it in. Ooh, nice shoulder stretch. And then open up. Give it a couple more. And then reach. And one more forward. And lift back up. We're gonna grab onto something. Hopefully you have something with you for the chest opening, shoulder opening. Does everyone have a strap, a shoelace, something? What else could we use? We can get kind of creative with this. You're gonna lift up over the head. Then take the hands behind you, but slow it down. Shoulders soft, so they're not up by the ears. Slow it down. Great way to wake up in the heart, chest, and shoulders. Keeping those elbows from bending. Try to go through that area a few more times. It's like trying to floss your teeth, but you didn't get everything out, so you've got to go a few times back and forth. All right, bring the hands and the strap back up to the top. Pull down with that left hand, reach to the side, and you might be the right hand. I'm not sure if the video is showing a mirror version or not. Inhale, reach up. Other side, pull down. You might lengthen a little bit more, strap between the hands. Lift up. Switch. Reach up. Take it down, side bend. And let's go 2 more each side, or 1 more each side. So go to the right and the left. Inhale, lift up. Onto the other side. Inhale, reach up. And release that strap out from underneath, or let go of the strap and shake out the hands a little bit, wiggle the fingers. And let's get keep going down our body. It's still March, and I forgot the intention, or my theme for March is alignment. So a good aligned, well-aligned practice from head to toe. So we did our neck, we did some breath, down. Let's get some wrists in here. So just simply make rotations. Kind of looks kind of cool. Rotations, figure 8s with the wrists. Do a little dance. I'm a big fan of adding a little, playfulness into your practice. And being that you're at home, you can kind of do whatever you want without anyone seeing you. I'm not necessarily looking at anyone either. And the recording shows just me. So you're not going to see yourself at all. Okay, let's take our hand and push down this way. So we've got this going on, and you pull towards the forearm. I hope you all are getting outside lately too. It's been so gorgeous. Another thing to be grateful about. And then same hand, flip the palm though, so it's facing outward. And then switch, so you've got the other hand, palm down. And switch the hand so it's facing outward. Press the fingers towards the forearm. Good, and then check out the hands again. Get a little dance. Take your hands, reach up, inhale. And then hands will just float down. Keep the legs as they are and walk the hands forward. You can come down to your forearms, or if you have blocks or anything like that, that lifts up the floor a little higher, you can bring your elbows or hands to blocks. And we're folding forward, but keeping the sit bones on the ground. So now we're feeling a little bit more into the hips. We're gonna switch legs in a moment, but right now, stay with the variation that you're in right here. And if you can tilt the pelvis a little bit more, so your belly is trying to push towards the heels, but keep the sit bones down and the tailbone reaching back. Lengthen through the spine. And just notice the feelings right here, the sensations going on. Can walk your hands over to the right side, just past your right knee. Reach a little longer through that left hand. Give yourself a little twist, just a little twist. You still might be folded a bit, or maybe you're more upright. Walk the hands over to the left side, off of the mat, and be on the left knee. And then back to the center. And sit up tall. Switch the crossing of the legs. No blocks there. Switching the crossing of the legs, we're going to do a few more movements before we fold forward again. Let's reach those arms up. Gentle twist over to the right side, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. One more each side, reach up. Twist to the other side. Lift up. And twist. Reach up. Connect the hands, bring them down to your hearts. Interlace the fingers right in front of you. Press the palms forward and lift up. Reach up, pressing the palms towards the sky, pinkies to the back of the room. Settle those shoulders down and back. Maybe look up. Good, and release the hands, take them forward to the ground. And this time, other side. Elbows down. It might be easier, more challenging on this side. So honor each side to wherever your body goes. And walk your hands over to the left side, away from your left knee. Extend over that left knee. Maybe that gaze follows the hands. Keep lengthening through the spine. A little bit of a twist and a side bend going on here. And switch sides over to the right side, off of the mat and extended. Maybe reaching the hands longer. It just depends on if you want more stretch through the upper body, if your focus more is on to the hips and lower body. And back to the center. Good. Now roll forward to your hands and knees. Good. So we've got our hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take those knees a little bit wider and sit back on the heels. So child's pose. Extend the arms forward. Forehead down towards the floor. And this is a comfy child's pose. So if you want to prop it up a little bit, sit on something behind you, or adjust those knees or that body to really settle in. Find the forehead to the ground and release any tension. I'm going to continue some spinal movements, some of the best things that we can do to wake up our body. Press into the hands, shift forward to hands and knees. The shoulders, our hands are in front of the shoulders a little bit. Shift forward to a modified plank pose and then drop the hips down to your modified up dog. And then look down and shift back to child's pose. So you're going to do that back and forth. It's kind of like cat and cow, kind of, but it's a bigger movement, a big shift to a little back bend, and then back to your child's pose. So continue that movement. Each time into that little back bend, a heart opener, roll the shoulders back, hands pressing strong. And then this next time, shift forward, so you're in a plank pose, and lower down to your belly. Belly and chest down, chin towards the floor. You can take the feet together, that's fine. Hands right underneath the shoulders, elbows squeeze, and lift that heart. It's a gentle little baby cobra. So we've got light hands and paws here. Press into the tops of the feet. We can still activate through the legs. The quads are engaged. Hands are not pressing, floating. Shoulder blades and elbows are squeezing. And lower back down. You can maybe take your forehead or nose or chin to the ground. Use the hands and the feet, the knees and the hands to press up and back to child's pose. And then shift forward to hands and knees. I've been really enjoying our gate pose series because it adds a little bit of gentle core work, but we still stay pretty close to the ground, as well as some hip opening. So we extend let's go right leg back behind you about hip height. Rotate through that ankle a couple times. Bend the knee, straighten the leg. And then bend that right knee and do some hip circles, hip rotations. Circle it in, knees touch, and then up and around. Switch directions. And then extend that right leg straight behind you. Here's our gate pose series. So hopefully, again, I might be the opposite of you. So just listen to what I'm saying. Take that right leg out to the side in line with the left knee. Kick it out. Place the foot down. This is our gate pose. Rise up for lifted gate pose. All 5 toes down. I think I'm the opposite of all of you. That's all right. So we reach towards a straight leg. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Find a nice side bend. Look up. Good. Press into all 5 toes. As you slide that right hand down, arm circle, left hand down and around. Let's do 3 of them. And then rising back up, big arm circle, lift up. Left hand comes down, modified side plank. Not a lot of weight into that left hand though. Right arm extends. The knee is still stacked underneath the hip. Palm faces down. It's that internal rotation of the hands. Thumb back, hips forward. Big shoulder circles with that right arm down and around. And on the 4th one, we're going to go down, around, and up. Rise up. Bend the right knee, pulling it in to 90-degree bend. Right elbow presses into the leg. Left arm opens. We find this twist through the torso. Hips press forward. We open up. So we've got this little kickstand version going on. Right hand can either come down to the floor. You go elbow to thigh. Left hand can reach or to the low back. And then in this nice open pose, we're going to get a little bit deeper into the hips. Keep the right leg as it is, actually both the legs as they are. Left arm reaches up, around, make a big circle. Hands come down to the inside of the foot. Walk the hands forward. Forehead down towards the floor. Palms down, pressing. And walk the hands a little farther. See if you can inch them farther without moving the legs. Press the right knee towards the right shoulder. Sometimes it likes to flare or weight into the pinky toe. So press down into that big toe of the right foot. And continue squeezing that right heel and left knee together. These are active poses of the day. Walk the hands back. Come back to your hands and knees. Sit back in child's pose again. So you're going to be a little uneven here side to side, but we're going to go through that whole sequence, starting with our child's pose to our modified up dog. So shift forward, take an inhale, modified up dog on the knees, and we're back to child's pose. Do that a few times back and forth. And then shift it forward, coming into your modified plank, and then lowering to your belly all the way down. Feet together once again, that holding cobra pose, baby cobra. Squeeze the shoulders and elbows together, activate the back, the upper back. Lift the upper body and hover the hands. Press into the feet. Gazing forward. And lower back down. Hands and knees bear the weight as you lift up and back to child's pose. For a moment, take a deep breath in and let it go. And back to hands and knees. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Take that left leg, extend it straight back. Pause. We do that gate pose on the other side. And again, I'll turn even though I might be facing the opposite of you. Left leg goes directly out to the side. In line with that right knee, place the foot down, all 5 toes down. Rise up in the upper body, reach open wide. Soft shoulders. Good, flip the right palm. Reach long towards that long leg and left arm slides down as the right arm reaches up. You might extend this, continue that side bend from right pinky to right knee, or continue that reach. Look up towards your right hand. And how about them arm circles again? Right arm down and around. Notice if there's any crunching or kind of cracking sensations. That's what we're trying to work out of our bodies. And then rising up on that 4th one, lift up. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. And extend the left arm, forward, down, and around. Big circles. And on this last one, we rise up. Bend the left knee, pull it in. 90 degrees, left elbow to your thigh, open up. Hips still pressing forward, rise, reach up with the right hand. And take that right hand behind the back. Or continue reaching. Left hand can be down or up. And it might be different side to side, that's okay. And let's get deeper into those hips. Right arm forward, down, and around. Place the hands to the floor. Walk the hands out in front of you, or actually on the inside of that left foot, out to the side. So you're pressing your left knee towards your left shoulder. Relaxing your head and your neck so it's heavy. Walk your hands back. Place the knee down, left knee down. Sit back, child's pose. This little flow, shift forward again to your modified up dog. Pressing to the hands, lower the hips, arch the back. And back to child's pose. One more time, forward. And this next one, let's tuck the toes under. Instead of child's pose, lift the knees and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet a few times. Allow that to feel good. Our next pose I'd like to get into is a pigeon pose. So you can choose seated or the kneeling variation from down dog or from a seated pose, and we'll hold that one for a little while. So if you like to go from down dog, it's that right leg that comes forward, knee to right wrist, ankle to left wrist, place the shin down, and extend the back leg. It's got that version, but also you can bring the legs around into your seated figure 4 or lying down on your back figure 4. So then finding your, pigeon of sorts and noticing that the hips and the shoulders are squared up to the front of your mat. Start that walking down process. We haven't done tons and tons of heating into the legs, so so make sure that you take it slowly. And maybe even rocking side to side, that can help as long as your knee feels okay. If you've got a block or something where you can put your forehead, it's going to help release some of that tension you feel in the hips. I'm going to add an optional twist here. If you're in the kneeling version or the half pigeon version, your left forearm stays down, elbow stays down. Reach back with the right hand. You might just reach for the back of the room, or you may bend the knee and grab the foot. We're adding that twist, so you're reaching up, back, or to the foot in that pose. It's going to force that left hip bone down a little bit more, longer in the back leg, so you'll feel more sensation. And be careful there. The right side for me, this right leg bent like this, I do feel a little bit of pain, so I'm not going to take it any farther than this. Then if you're in that twist, bring it back to the center and take it down for a few more deep breaths. Let's do 5. Three more. 2. And 1. Walk the hands back up underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes, step the right foot back to down dog, or you're just switching sides if you're in a seated version. If you're in that down dog, you can do a little single leg shake out, rotate through the ankle, the hip, pedal the feet a few times, and then we switch sides. So you got that left leg coming forward, knee to left, wrist, ankle across the mat. Extend the back leg. Ooh, it feels good on that hip flexor. Nice. Take a long sort of pressing and lift. Then walk the hands down. You're still seeing me. There we go. Keep going. My battery's going low on my phone, so I'll do my best to stay with you. And if you're going for that twist, let's take the right arm, right forearm across. Reach back with the left hand, either up, out to the side, wherever, just getting into a little twist in that left side. You could reach for the back foot. This side's a little bit easier for me, so this foot grab's no big deal. So notice that right to left. Definitely, I'm feeling that just based on if you were in sports, even driving can make a difference. So many things. If your elbow is down and you're twisting into it, instead of dumping into that right shoulder, make sure to press into the elbow so you create space in the collarbones and space for that twist up through the torso. Good. And then letting go of the foot if you have it, bring it back to your pigeon pose where you can rest for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll take it back to that single leg down dog. We will commit to a seated pose. So if you're in a seated or lying down version, just come up to a seated pose. So a little stretch out of that left leg, rotations, internal and external. And then place both feet down, downward facing dog. And then knees down. Sit back again, take the legs around. You've got that strap again, we're gonna use it. Extend the legs forward out in front of you. Let's all use this today. So we're gonna stay in a more upright position, posture, less about folding forward, more about that length through the back. So we take the strap around the feet, right above the arch of the feet. Take a deep breath in, bend the elbows to pull down. So we're not trying to touch the toes, but we're trying to spread through the shoulders and take that chest, the heart towards the toes. So lots of good length here. Notice your back that is flat from the crown of the head to the tailbone. And one of the benefits to practicing at home, unlike the studio, is you might be able to have a mirror in front of you. So if you have a mirror, a full-length mirror, you can check on your form yourself. Whereas here, I'd be doing that checking for you. And then add a little bit more round to this. So releasing that strap, just let it go and round the back a little bit. Make this more of a gentle fold, less of a straining to get anywhere. So round through the back, it's okay. I give you permission. Then walk the hands up slowly, lift the upper body, sit tall. Feet together, knees open wide, bound ankle pose. So you can sit on something or even place pillows or blocks underneath the knees if you find your knees up pretty high. The knees are open, stay just sitting, knees open, press the elbows towards the thighs as you lean the heart forward. This first one is, we're gonna do the same thing. We first lengthen, so lifting, pressing, pulling the toes and pressing into the thighs, finding a flat back, so there's no round at first. Good. And then relax into this a little bit more, add around and try to get the forehead to touch the toes, or that direction anyway. Okay, rise back up. Take the knees together. And we're gonna come down to our backs. So roll it back down again, so toes to the top of the mat. round the back and roll down. You can use your legs to help you. So grab behind. Give yourself another long stretch out. So reach back. A deep breath in, and then hug the knees together. We've done this in the very beginning. Take your chin up, the head up, the shoulders up. Then keep the knees where they are, shoulders and head heavy. Place the feet down on the floor. Flowing bridge pose. Press into the feet, their hip distance, knees to the sky. Palms down next to the hips. And as you inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips and reach the hands up and overhead like a rainbow. That's one long inhale. The exhale brings your hands up and over, down, as your hips descend, hands and hips, hands and low back touch at the same time. Do that again a few more times. Let's go 5 total, so 3 more. And one more time. Awesome, awesome. So you're gonna keep the head heavy, heel to the feet closer together and let the knees fall open. This is where we started in our practice. We're not completely finished yet. We have a few more poses. But this is a great neutralizing pose after bridge pose. It just relaxes and allows gravity to let our knees fall open and our body to get heavy. So come back to that place of deep breath, of peace. And then bring the knees back up. Keep the hips on the ground, extend both legs towards the sky. If you so choose to, you can take your strap to your feet to help you to relax a little bit more with the legs, or you can even slide up against a wall if you have one next to you for legs up the wall. And we'll be here for a little while as you just allow the blood to circulate through the body and that inversion to take effect. So it takes a little while at least. So you can leave the palms or hands wherever if they're not on your strap. Close the eyes. Even to the point where you might notice a little bit of tingling sensation in the toes. And that's just the blood draining out of the feet. But it's a good thing because as we lower down, we're going to refresh and find more circulation. So relax the shoulders. If you've got a block and you want to place it underneath your hips, you can get a deeper inversion and actually lessen the bend in the waist or the hips, which is nice if you've got tighter hamstrings. And if I stay here long enough and don't say anything, you're going to think the screen is frozen. So I'll make sure to continue to say at least a couple words. Just one more deep breath and we'll switch poses. Good, then bend the knees. Let's wrap the right leg above the left, like eagle legs. So you either have, like you're sitting at the dinner table and you're crossing your legs or however, take your feet a little closer together. You can bend the knees a lot though. Bend the knees a lot, right over left. Take your left hand and guide the legs over to the left side of your mat as you extend the right arm and maybe lift up onto the left hip. So you've got this eagle leg twist, basically your calf or your ankles underneath the left knee, and look away from the legs. Good, and switch sides. You're gonna lift back up. Switch the crossing of your legs. unwind, rewrap, bend the knees a lot. Take your right hand to help guide the legs over to the side. Get a nice twist, extend the left arm. Okay, then lift back up. Hug the knees in. Unwrap. Maybe grab the feet. Happy baby pose. Rock side to side. And then here, if there's any other poses that you, let's close that. If there's any other poses that you would like to do while you're on your back, now would be the time. And we are going to head to our Shavasana, and I will have us stay in Shavasana. I hope you join us, but I understand if you've got things going on or it's too distracting. But we're gonna lie back for about 5 minutes or so. And you can cuddle up if you'd like with some blankets or some sweaters and lie on down. So find a place where your shoulders are heavy, your eyes can close, your palms can relax, maybe facing the sky for openness. And you can come back to our affirmation of the day is, I am ambitious. In what ways can we take on the world to set those goals and achieve them in this time? I am ambitious. What does that mean to you? So we'll be here for a few minutes and I will guide you out when the time comes. All right, we're going to start the process to rise back up. So take a deep breath in, reach long, rotate through the ankles and the wrists, bend the knees, roll to your side, and gently press back up to a seated pose. I actually would have stayed there longer, but my phone is about to die, so it's not plugged in. So we're going to end here with a few minutes of Shavasana and a short, quick little breath meditation. So we simply take our hands up, reach up, and then hands down to your heart. One more deep breath in, and the exhale out. And really let it go. Let what go? Everything. Whatever is bothering you, whatever stress you have. All right, so thank you so much for joining in this 10 a.m. Saturday morning yoga practice. I hope to see you again, and we'll keep doing this as long as we can. And I will look for an email very soon. But beyond that, namaste. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.